Assalamu alaikum, this is Maria Zulfikar welcoming you to the English news from Btv-Chattogram. Let's begin with the top stories. New MPs and cabinet to be sworn in Tuesday, says legal advisor. Credible national polls held in peaceful atmosphere, commends Asian Network for Free Elections. Bangladesh successfully progresses towards democracy through free, fair and credible elections, say international observatory organizations. Verdict in case of two murderers during July uprising to be delivered on March 4. Prices of consumer goods surge amid etiquette supply ahead of Ramadan in Chattogram. Gunmen kill 46 rampaging across 3 villages in northern Nigeria. And Pakistan facing India in high-stake Group A clash in T20 World Cup in Colombo. Viewers, those were the top stories. Now moving on to the details. Law advisor Dr. Asif Nazrul has said that the Chief Election Commissioner will administer the oath to the newly elected members of Parliament at 10 a.m. on Tuesday, February 17 at the South Plaza of the Jatiya সংসদ Bhavan. In the afternoon, the President will administer the oath to the members of the Council of Ministers. He made the remarks today in response to a question from journalists at the Secretariat. The advisor also said that foreign ministers of SAARC member countries have been invited to attend the oath-taking ceremony. The Asian Network for Free Elections, ANFREL, has said that Bangladesh's recent national parliamentary election was peaceful and credible. The organization's chairperson, Rohana N. Hettiarachi, made the remark today at a briefing held at a hotel in the capital. She also advised that the expenses incurred during the election campaign should be disclosed to the public. She added that it will be the responsibility of the new government to implement the July Charter. The European Union Election Observation Mission, along with several other international observer groups, has commented that Bangladesh has demonstrated success in its democratic process through a free, fair and credible election. In an interview with BTV News, the heads of the observer mission said that the 13th national parliamentary election and the referendum were highly competitive. Regarding the referendum, foreign observers stated that it has already been proven that voters were able to cast their ballots freely. EU Election Observation Mission Chief Ivar Zijab said that EU observers monitored 805 polling stations. The election was conducted in an acceptable manner and in accordance with the rule of law. He added that the Election Commission worked with transparency. Rohana N. Hettiarachi, chairperson of the Asian Network for Free Elections, ANFREL, made similar remarks about the election and the referendum. ANFREL observers said that election officials involved in the voting process were well prepared and that voter enthusiasm was notable. In every polling station they visited, voting was conducted in a well-trained manner in accordance with national laws and the directives of the the Election Commission. Regarding the role of the Election Commission in this election, the heads of both observer teams said that the Commission properly carried out its professional responsibilities, allowing candidates to campaign and conduct outreach freely during the campaign period. However, both observer groups concluded by emphasizing that elected representatives must fulfill the promises they made to the people. The International Crimes Tribunal has set March 4 for the verdict in a case filed over the killings of two people during the July mass uprising, including the shooting of a young man who was hanging from a cornice in Rampura in the capital. According to the prosecution, the International Crimes Tribunal 1, led by Justice Ghulam Mortuza Mozumdar, issued the order today. In the case, 5 accused, including former Dhaka Metropolitan Police DMP Commissioner Habibur Rahman, are all police members. Among them, only Assistant Sub-Inspector ASI Chanchol Chandra Sarkar has been arrested. In addition, a total of 11 accused who were arrested in 6 other cases were produced before the tribunal this morning. A meeting between the Election Commission and the 11 Parties Alliance led by Bangladesh Jamaat-e-Islami was held today at the conference room of the election building in the capital's Agargaon. Election Commissioners and Election Commission Senior Secretary Akhtar Ahmed were present at the meeting. Bangladesh Jamaat-e-Islami Assistant Secretary General AHM Hamidur Rahman Azad and Advocate Ehsanul Mahbub Zubair Rashid Pradhan of the National Democratic Party JAKPA, Bangladesh Labour Party President Mustafizur Rahman Iran, and Monira Sharmin, Member Secretary of the Election Management Committee of the National Citizen Party, were present on behalf of the alliance. After the meeting, AHM Hamidur Rahman Azad told reporters that the alliance's elected candidates would take oath and join parliament, where they would play the role of a constructive opposition. He also said that a demand had been placed with the Election Commission for recounting votes in several parliamentary constituencies. Although there is an adequate supply of daily commodities in the market of Chattogram, the common people are worried due to the increase in prices ahead of the holy month of Ramadan, because the prices of most products have increased in advance. Although traders say that there is no shortage of products in the market, in reality all products are out of reach of buyers. In the meantime, customers have started buying necessary items for Ramadan. Although the government and traders have assured of adequate storage and supply, in reality, the common people are not getting relief from the prices of rice, pulse, sugar, and edible oil. Every year, the demand for daily necessities increases during the month of Ramadan. There is a fear of syndicates or artificial crisis capitalizing on that demand in the minds of common people. Retailers say that they also have to sell at higher prices due to high buying cost in the wholesale market. The essential items for iftar during Ramadan are eggplant, cucumber, green chili, and onion. At present, although the supply is normal in the market, these vegetables are being sold at high prices. On the other hand, the price of dates imported from the Middle East has decreased slightly compared to before, and buyers are afraid that it will increase during Ramadan. Business leaders say that regular market monitoring is being carried out to prevent an artificial crisis in the market. If anyone tries to destabilize the market by illegally hoarding, action will be taken through the administration. The common people demand regular market monitoring and an effective role in keeping the prices of daily necessities within reach by stopping the activity of unscrupulous traders. Now, international news. Gunmen on motorcycles have rampaged through 3 villages in northern Nigeria, killing at least 46 people and abducting several more. The raids by gunmen happened in villages in the Borgu local government area in Niger State on the border with Kwara and Katsina states. The bloodiest attack took place in the village of Konkoso, where at least 38 people were shot dead or had their throats slit. Most of the homes in the village were burned down. A resident of Konkoso told news agency that the gunmen first attacked the nearby village of Tungar Makeri before heading to his village. The raids came amid a complex security crisis in northern Nigeria, featuring armed groups affiliated with ISIL as well as gangs that abduct people for ransom. Religious and community leaders from the Borgu area in Niger State last week called on President Bola Tinubu to establish a military base in the area to put an end to the recurring attacks. Chinese President Xi Jinping has announced that African countries will not have to pay tariffs on goods exported to the Chinese market. He delivered this message at the annual summit of the African Union, which began on Saturday in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. In his message, the Chinese president said the world is undergoing rapid change and that the global south is now stronger than ever in global politics. China has already granted zero tariff facilities to 33 African countries. Under the new decision from May 1, all African countries except Eswatini, formerly known as Swaziland, will enjoy zero tariffs on their products. Eswatini maintains diplomatic relations with Taiwan. China is currently Africa's largest trading partner. Beijing has also invested heavily in major infrastructure projects through the Belt and Road Initiative. Analysts say that after the United States imposed high tariffs globally last year, many African countries have been turning to China and other nations as alternative trading partners. Meanwhile, the chairperson of the African Union, Mahmoud Ali Yusuf, called for an immediate halt to Israel's aggression in war-torn Gaza. Speaking at the opening of the 39th summit in Addis Ababa, he said the suffering of the Palestinian people in the Middle East challenges the conscience of the world and must come to an end. He also highlighted ongoing conflicts across Africa, saying that instability has left people in Sudan, the Sahel region, Eastern Democratic Republic of the Congo, Somalia, and other areas living in extreme uncertainty. He urged the international community to adopt effective plans to establish peace and ensure regional stability in these regions. 11 Palestinians have been killed in Israeli strikes in Gaza. The Israel Defense Forces said it had struck terror targets in response to ceasefire violations by Hamas and that militants had been killed after emerging from a tunnel into the area of the Strip controlled by the Israeli military. The Palestinian Red Crescent said a strike on a tent encampment in northern Gaza killed at least 6 people, while another strike in the south of the Strip killed 5. Both Israel and Hamas have accused each other of nearly daily violations of a fragile ceasefire agreement since it took effect on 10 October. The Hamas-run Gaza Health Ministry said at least 600 people have been killed since the ceasefire went into effect. The latest strikes came as the preparations continued for the implementation of the second phase of a U.S.-brokered ceasefire agreement.